Dana, you said that when you first came to Ireland in 2009, there was going to be an explosion, and 3 years later you signed Conor McGregor.
For a long time, I've never seen a fighter with only one fight in the octagon get as much hype behind him as you. Declaring the winner!
I said I was going to put him away in the first round. I put him away in the first round.
The notorious Conor McGregor!
The Irish were not here to take part.
On that side of the table is because he hasn't faced me yet.
Conor relaxed and smiling. Oh no! He slept it! And knew! The undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world. Abu Dhabi, you did it! Yeah!
There's another Brazilian up in the lightweight division.
On March 5th, I will behead Rafael dos Anjos. Then all of a sudden, dos Anjos pulls out.
104.70.
Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz!
Dustin Poirier faces Conor McGregor on Saturday. 13 fights under the Zuffa banner, not even 26 years old. You asked for this fight.
Boy. Yeah, you ain't. What's up? Good. What's up?
When he fought Conor McGregor, I feel like Conor beat him mentally before that fight even happened.
To get dusted like the way he did against Conor McGregor, and everyone thought he was going to be the guy to stop him, and that was going to be the hype train.
Do you think that's going to stick with you for a while, or we're past now, we're at 155, we've new challenges ahead?
Yeah, we have new challenges ahead, so that was just, part of my process of growing and becoming a world champion.
We're in a society of neon talent. Anything that lights up. Oh my God, he's quick, he's fast, he's powerful. All those things.
It's been a long, long road, It's been 12 years of fighting.
But what about the talent of being dependable?
Anthony Pettis, former champ.
What about the talent of being determined?
Justin Gaethje, former champ.
What about the talent of reliability?
Eddie Alvarez, former champ.
What about those talents that don't light up a neon?
I've been close to the mountaintop, I've been knocked down, and I've climbed back over and over again.
They're there when you need them. They will carry a guy to a championship, and for me, they carried you to a title.
Let's go! The winner and new champion, ladies and gentlemen, Dustin Poirier! Man, this feels amazing. I feel like I'm in a dream right now.
Look at Dustin Poirier now.
I just want to dedicate this fight to my wife. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. There was days I went home, busted and broken. She believed in me when I didn't believe in myself.
He beat a world champ. He is the world champ. Congrats, brother.
When Dustin Poirier fights now, you can't miss it. It's just guaranteed action.
Poirier's all over him. Dustin's got him hurt.
He's such a well-rounded fighter.
He's got that dog in him, man.
This kid can easily win the title. He's the real deal.
And this sets you up for a fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov for the undisputed title. In the words of our buddy Daniel Cormier, get together, young man. We got a belt to fight for. There's the tap. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Still. If anything adversity's taught me in the past is when times are good, be grateful. And when times like this, be graceful.
UFC 242 went down last weekend. Khabib Nurmagomedov made it 28-0 against Dustin Poirier.
Dustin had moments. He backed Khabib up with a couple of shots. He had the guillotine in.
Most people would have tapped and went to sleep to that guillotine.
I have a lot of tread left on the tires, but right now I just needed some time to think, man.
I think Poirier has a lot of time left in the sport.
What is next?
Meet me in 2020. I'm gonna end you.
Felt like we were watching a title fight, man.
It was one of the best fights I've ever seen. I had to overcome some stuff, man, and now that I'm a victor again, I want to get back to the drawing board, keep getting better, and I want to stay in love with this sport.
Max Holloway ×2, Anthony Pettis, Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, and now Dan Hooker.
I've been knocked down and I've climbed back over and over again, 2 different weight classes. Poirier with the finish!
Gaethje nearly out on his feet.
That is it! Dustin Poirier knocks out Eddie Alvarez! Poirier continues to land! Dustin's got him hurt!
Poirier and Holloway go the distance.
Dustin Poirier! Poirier rises again!
Let's go back a little bit.
It's interesting. When he started, he was this person who had the boy done good in Dublin. He started with nothing and he worked his way up, and he talked a bit of shit and he backed it up, but it was all a bit of fun. It was business to him. And then things kind of started getting out of hand.
We saw what happened to UFC 229.
And then afterwards, possibly one of the sort of darkest, most confusing periods as well in the sport.
No, all hell has broken loose.
It's not just shit talking and business. It's a bit more than that.
It really does start to fall into a different kind of entertainment.
A few court appearances that was throwing the dolly through the bus. There's other stuff that was punching a man.
He was somebody we followed because he represented Ireland.
I've done this for us. I've done it for us.
Maybe I could have done more. I was just so prepared, for tonight. This one really hurts.
You know, Dustin, it was part of your journey. In order to put together the things that had to be put together in Dustin Poirier as a person, it was part of what got you to where you got to. World champion, top fighter in the UFC, a guy that's fought in endless straight fights. It's the person I'm looking at now.
And there is still a belt and a beautiful baby girl waiting for you at home. We know you'll be back stronger than ever.
It's been a long journey. She's been there with me since the first fight. She believed in me at times when I was ready to stop fighting.
If anybody ever earned the right to be called a champion, I would say it was you.
The former interim champ, the king of Lafayette, Louisiana, Dustin Poirier.
Remember the time when we used to talk about McGregor when it was good things?
I first heard about Conor from the internet.
I don't know him, I've never seen him fight, and I'm a big fan.
It's more like an obsession now.
More than anything, what I hope McGregor does is he continues to be himself.
The only person that can give you problems is the guy in the mirror, the person that you stare at every day.
He could have gone down the path that he was going down.
What was it that put you in the bad spot?
I achieved it all, right? John always says it's the worst nightmare for a coach if it's a student that achieves it all. I just felt like I disrespected the people that believed in me and supported me.
We saw that glimpse of the old McGregor.
Sometimes we gotta go to certain places in our life to realize what we need to do. Recognize what you need to do and do it. As my coach says, we win or we learn.
Thank you all for the support. I appreciate it greatly. For the Irish people, for me man back home. I love you, man. We all love you.
Fight isn't a fight until there's something to overcome.
Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
And we fought tonight. I don't know, I just want to go home to my daughter. It was a long time off, had to take 9 months off and sit on the sidelines.
There's something special in the fight game when beloved figures take L's but then redeem themselves.
Adversity introduces a man to himself.
Learn from your mistakes and go in confident.
I just want to be the undisputed world champion.
Pressure creates time, as they say, so I'm very excited to be in this position.
And I'm not done, I still have a long ways to go.
We'll gather up for another battle.
You fought this guy 6 years ago. Some guy named McGregor.
This fight pops up with Poirier and it makes so much sense because
it's a rematch.
The story's there.
One thing is the mental warfare. This is what destroyed Poirier in that first one.
Don't get me wrong, I like the kid. He's a quiet little hillbilly. I'm sure he grew up in a circus or a fair. He's a nice little kid. When he wakes up with his nose plastered on the other side of his face, he's gonna know it's not all wrong.
It's been such a long time since that first fight happened.
Any thought about the person that's going to be the new lightweight champion?
I'm giving Khabib some time.
Conor McGregor tweeted out, lightweight division incoming.
Conor McGregor kind of announced this week that he signed on to fight January 23rd.
When you were down at 145, you fought Conor McGregor, but you lost to him. But after that, I think that's when you started on your roll. You went up to 155, and then you kept going, man. Was that the turning point in your career? You think that loss to McGregor?
Do you see this fight between these two happening again?
Let's get right to it. It's pretty big news out there.
Are we ready to announce Conor, Dustin, January 23rd, Abu Dhabi?
Yes. I mean, those two basically did it themselves. Those two said they wanted to fight.
I think Conor wants to fight again, not because he needs the money, but just because he wants to continue to build his legacy. He enjoys the competition.
I also feel like we haven't seen the best Conor just yet. He has a lot more to show.
Still more work to do. My internal, I'm still the same young kid that I always am. Still a passionate young man and still reaching for the stars. And I'm just a simple young kid from Crumlin, Dublin, and I'm here looking for a fight.
I mean, Dustin Poirier is #2 lightweight in the world right now. He is still championship caliber.
Poirier looked amazing in his last fight too.
How badly do you want to avenge the loss against Conor McGregor?
This is a lesson in growth over time.
You were a different person, different fighter, more experienced, more successful. You've done magnificent things in those 6 years.
I always felt it. We would fight again.
Over time, Dustin Poirier has very much changed.
It's just a completely different thing going into this one.
This is why a rematch with space in between is so much better.
They're two completely different guys, and it just doesn't go one way. Dustin's a new guy, but Conor's also a different guy.
They're technically the next two top-ranked fighters in that division, number 3 and number 2. Dustin Poirier was the champion, Conor McGregor was the champion.
It's nice to be talking about him for fighting once again.
He looked at himself very honestly and said, what the heck am I doing here? I'm wasting precious time.
The guy just absolutely starched a legend.
This game is about growth.
Dustin, we all have a journey. And your journey was, part of it was to lose to a guy like Conor McGregor.
That was one step and it's not over.
I am a man with something to prove.
They say that no two fights are the same. How's this one going to be different?
I'm 2-0 in rematches in my career.
And a man with something to prove is a dangerous individual.
And I plan on going 3-0.
This will prove my point.
The game is in for a shock once again.
So there you go again. Etch my name in history one more time. Oh! He slapped it. History has been made. The Diamond, Dustin Poirier. Poirier continues to lead.
This is who I am. I'm a fighter at heart.
Dustin Poirier.
It's been amazing. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but we stayed true to the path, and here we are.
Who has changed more since that first fight?
That was a long time ago. This is a different fight.
So much has changed since then.
You just never know until two men get in there and settle it.
The time is upon us again.
They are two of the best fighters on the planet.
Here we go again.
We'll go again.
Round 2. Let's go. It's time.
McGregor versus Poirier.
2.
I'm headed to the top.
This is where it comes to an end.